Hello and welcome to part 3 of Becoming a Woman series and paleo photo shoot prep. Last video we talked a little bit about how important carbohydrates are for your health and for fat loss, which people don't realize because people think they need to cut carbs to lose fat, and there's some truth to that, but you don't need to completely eliminate carbs to lose fat. And for sure, you don't need to do it all the time. I'm not gonna go and rehash last week's video. You can go back and watch it. Carbs for health and fat loss. And I have to make a little correction there. So I didn't think that you guys could read what I wrote forwards. It looked backwards to me in the screen. It looked backwards. And for whatever reason, it actually didn't come out backwards. So I just figured I would show you what I wrote because, okay, like right now, guys, that looks backwards to me in the screen. But when it comes out, it's actually forwards. So you can see, let's do a little back take here. So no fat to all fat. We talked about that last video, how I think it's crazy that people go from one extreme to the other. And balance and moderation is key. All right, so the problems with processed food and processed carbohydrates and sugar, that's the next line. And the real problem, why people who eat carbs have problems, is because the quality of carbohydrates that we usually go to sucks. And that's putting it nicely. What else did I put? That micronutrients are super important, and a lot of your micronutrient dense foods are gonna come from carbohydrates. If you want your hormones to be in balance, carbohydrates will probably be pretty important in regards to leptin and your thyroid hormones. And also, and you know, I don't think I got into this. Oh yeah, I did. That if you are working out and lifting weights, you are doing it to try to build muscle. The more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is. So when you're sitting still doing nothing, your body is burning more fat. And if you really want to optimize your muscle building workouts, you're gonna have to eat some carbohydrates, okay? Your muscle building workouts will suffer. I repeat, they will suffer if you're not eating carbohydrates. And then these are just my examples of carbs. And I put glucose-based carbs. The reason why I say glucose is because that has an impact on leptin levels. Glucose does, as opposed to like fructose. Fat and protein doesn't seem to have much impact on boosting leptin levels. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, go back and watch the last video. So that's why I tried to include the glucose-based carbs here. Bananas, potatoes, plantains, squashes, delicious stuff. And then the fibrous carbs, which are very important for your health. Vegetables, especially green ones, berries, and apples. There we have it. So I just wanted to be complete because before I erased that, wanted to get that on camera. Now, the rest of this week, I wanted to check in with y'all and let you know how I'm doing, because I did say that the purpose of this series is so that if anyone is dealing with similar struggles, that they can learn with me. As I do the research, I'll share it with you guys. And as I go through this journey of healing my body naturally, I will share it with you guys so that my journey can help multiple people, thousands of people, maybe even a million. Who knows? Sky's the limit. Again, if you don't know what the problems are, you can go back and watch the first video. But to rehash, having some hormonal issues, I have no estrogen and no progesterone in my body. So the word no wouldn't technically be correct, but it wouldn't be far from being correct. If the range is, let's say, 10 to 30, mine is at like a 1. The range I think is a little bit lower than 10 to 30, and mine is like point something. My estrogen is like point something. So clearly I'm far behind. And same with progesterone. And then my T3 is super low as well. I think mine is in the low 60s, and the range should be between somewhere around 80 to 180. So low T3, low estrogen, low progesterone creates all kinds of issues. It creates, well, first of all, little brain fog, you know? It definitely does create brain fog. It can create digestion issues. It creates slow metabolism, low energy. All kinds of things that you don't want is what happens when you have low T3, low estrogen, and low progesterone, and a host of other issues. But we'll keep it there for now. So my doctor was telling me that he thinks that I need to get on medication. People that know me know that I'm trying not to do that because with a lot of medications, it might fix a problem, but it will create other problems down the road. And so I'm more of a long-term thinker, you know? And that's hard. It is so hard in this life to separate short-term satisfaction from long-term. Because a lot of times what brings us satisfaction short-term hurts us long-term. I can think of so many examples of this. You know, a really easy example to give is like a drug, right? You shoot up with some, whatever it is, and I've never shot up with anything, so I don't know, but you shoot up with whatever it is, and that gives you that high, and you're gonna feel pretty good for that time, but guess what? It is gonna F your body up in the long run. So, okay, you might feel good short term, pop some pills, you might feel good short term, but long term, it is going to have negative consequences in your body, and you will pay the price. Another example is like with test taking. Let's say you had a really important test coming up and oh shoot, you were so busy and you forgot to study for it. So you cram all the info in at the very last minute, like you pull an all-nighter, you study for it. So of course you're gonna pay the consequence in pulling the all-nighter because you're gonna be tired and who knows, maybe you won't even think well on the test. But you will also not retain the information as well as you could as if you studied over the course of, let's say, a month. So it's like, okay, short term, yeah, it's gonna help, but long term, is it really gonna do you good? No. So kind of similar, in a sense, analogy with medications. It might address something on a surface level, but not at a deeper level. So something that I've done this week, over the last couple of weeks, that I am gonna pat myself on the back for. I'm not one to usually pat myself on the back. I'm usually like, do more, do more. But I'm learning I need to give myself some grace. But is my sleep. I have really focused on sleeping well over the last few weeks, and it is working. It is definitely helping me to feel better. Definitely just helping in many different aspects. Do I think it solved the problem yet? No. But are we moving in the right direction? Yes. So I cannot underemphasize. Wait, did I say that right? I can't underemphasize, overemphasize. I'm just gonna say the sentence because you'll know where I'm going with this. I can't tell you how important sleep is. Can't say it enough. That's what I'm trying to say. Brain fog. Case in point. So sleep is extremely important. I've been doing well with cutting back on working out. That has seemed to help as well. I've only been lifting I'm gonna say 3.5 times a week, because like I mentioned, I do my church group that I lead a faith and fitness group, and we do a quick 20-minute full body circuit, a little bit of weights like TRX bands, some ab workouts, a little bit of like kettlebell stuff, but honestly it's not anything compared to like one of my upper body workouts where I'm like going hard and, you know, lifting really heavy for 60 minutes. So this is 20 minutes, get it in, get it out, and only a fraction of it is using weights. So that's 1 day a week, and then 3 other weightlifting days per week. 2 leg days, one with a quad focus, one with a hamstring focus, spaced out so the legs can recover in between. Monday is quad focus, Friday is hamstring focus. The in-between day is whatever upper body I feel like hitting that day. So that has helped. And I have been eating more carbs. I've been eating, instead of eating 145-ish grams of carbs a day, I've been averaging closer to like 170 grams of carbs a day. Some days I go over, some days I go under, but not much, not by much. I just had a sweet potato. What do you know? Yes, and some chicken. Oh, a little side note. I found these coconut meat wraps. It's like basically a wrap, like what you would normally get, like a flour tortilla. Don't get it. But this is made out of all coconut-based stuff, like coconut water, coconut meat, coconut everything. And they're delicious. I think I got it on iHerb. I can't decide if I should say iHerb or iHerb. I don't know if I should pronounce the H or not, but either way, iHerb, and no, they don't sponsor me. I should ask them to. But I got it on iHerb, and they're delicious. So I had chicken in a coconut flour wrap. Yes, I never thought I'd be able to have those again. And what do you know? There's always a new latest trend with the food world. So that's really what we're dealing with. So my plan is to get my blood work again after Easter, because I'm going to go home to Orlando for Easter and be with the family and relax and de-stress a little bit more. And after that, I think it will have been enough time to see if I've made any progress. And so my doctor, he's a functional medicine doctor, and so functional medicine doctors will try to address health problems with nutrition and with lifestyle and with herbal-based supplements. And so when he told me that he thought I needed medication, I was like, okay, if this guy's telling me he thinks I need something, then this is pretty serious. I really need to do something about this. So basically, I want to, this is going to be like an experiment. I'm doing this like in real time with you guys. So if the things that I'm doing to heal my body does in fact work, then yay. Then I hope that this can give other people hope that there is a way, even when the doctors are telling you it doesn't look so hot. There's a way. There's a way. If there's a will, there's a way. So again, attacking it with more nutritious food, decreased stress for me in the form of decreased physical stress, increased sleep. I listen to white noise on my phone. If you just go to your app store, type in white noise, you can find all kind of white noise apps. And so the one I found, I actually go to the brown noise setting. You can scroll through and see all different kinds of background noise, and it actually really does help. So I track my sleep on my Fitbit, and I do get more deep sleep when I listen to the white noise. I also get more deep sleep when I'm not stressed and when I allow enough time for bed. So like if I'm hopping in bed at 11 p.m. and I know I have to wake up by like 5:30, 6 a.m., then that's not quite enough time. You need time to wind down. So if you want to get 8 hours of sleep, you want to be in bed with enough for like 9.5 hours, so you can read a little bit before bed, do some things that do not involve electronics to wind the body down and to shut the mind down. So that's all I've got for y'all for this week. If you have questions, if you're dealing with similar things, please comment on this, because I want this to be interactive, and this is not just for me. This is for you. It's for whoever needs this information. So please comment, interact with me, let me know what questions you have, what you're struggling with, and I promise I will do my very best to give you some good knowledge and to educate you. Peace out, guys. Make it a great week.